here. Meeting you guys, I never had an idea. You will see the school I went to. You will see the life that I lived a little bit, wearing torn clothes. Um, I believe that God looks at you and says, hey, I can trust you with the least. And that's why you all are here. He looks at you and he says, you have the information that many people don't have. Why? Because he knows you can do. You have that heart. And he will actually hold your hand and walk you through. So that's how I look at it. I'm not here for myself. I'm not here just for my Kenyans, that are dying of hunger. I reach beyond that, and it's just, I can't do it myself. I will do it with you. Any little drop makes a difference. So that's the kind of just background when it comes to food. You see, just there's nothing. We rely on the rains. We have 2 rainy seasons in Kenya. But as we all know, the climate change is affecting everywhere. The times that, everyone gets out, we plant, they just grow. By the time they're just a month old, just the sun is so severe that they just dry while you watch, and that's all you got. Even part of the seeds that most of those people have, they're borrowed. If not borrowed, they got a loan, hoping that once they grow and harvest, they can sell and pay the shopkeeper. So whenever the rains fell, then we are here, stuck. What do you feed? Mainly our foods used to be beans and corn. That's what we grow. It does well, relatively well without much rain. And you get your protein from there, and you get, carbohydrates for energy. We don't have a lot of obesity unless it's diabetes, the one that you're born with, which is also rare. You don't see secondary diabetes out of your weight gain and all that. That is not there. If you can afford to grow bananas and a few of vegetables, you do, but those are just seasonal. When the rain is over, you don't have that. And so if there's no food, there's no food. And everyone is, there's famine in the land. And you can't reach to your uncle or auntie because they're going through the same. And apart from that, there's just other things. Where I come from, we don't have running water. We don't have electricity. So even when we want to immunize our kids against all these, childhood diseases, polio, mumps, and all these things, we don't have anywhere to refrigerate them. Yeah, it might be provided by World Health Organization, the World Health Organization, but how do you make sure that the vaccinations are actually good to use? There's no ice, there's no electricity, there's nothing. And those are the kind of vaccinations we got. So in a way, I look back, being in the medical health, and knowing that if I pull a vial out of the fridge for 5 minutes, I will say, oh, I can't give that because it's bad. But somehow God watches over his people. And that's how I look back and I'm like, how did we survive it? How did we? Something as simple, mumps. Our young boys, teenage, you get mumps, there's no medication, or either you got a shot, but it was not good. They're sterile, they can't have kids, and all other things that come with it. Schools, the school you will see, it's the same school I went, and just the walls are falling apart. When I go to Kenya, I visit the school. I want to talk to these people, the kids, and tell them, don't lose hope. It might not seem like you know what you will eat tomorrow, but do your best. Study, try. We know the only way to break from poverty is through education. But the kids want to go to school. They can't even afford. Yeah, you can, some of them come, they did not eat for 2 days, but they want to learn. Now, the challenge is not just that. We don't have books. The teacher probably has one textbook that is what she reads or he reads from, and we take notes. Now, if you're lucky and you can afford notebooks, then that's what you get for Christmas. End of the year, when everyone there is exchanging gift, we got a pencil and a notebook. And also you had to be good to actually get that as a gift. You have to attend your Sunday school every Sunday without skipping to get a notebook to write on. And so the same teachers went to the same school with so limited resources. And so what actually they got is just what they will keep giving to everyone. But what amazes me is even when we are going through that, I get so many calls. Oh, we've had 5 kids that have scored straight A's in the national exam, but they can't go to secondary school. They can't afford. And so because there is no jobs and there is poverty, just the cycle continues itself. It's sad when you watch somebody who has a high potential to become anything, just lose hope at that age. And so one of the things that we used to do is, if a kid passes well, we would have the community come and just contribute what they have. If you have corn that you can sell to put together money to send a child to school, that is what the community did. And I will not say that never happened to me. I remember one time my mom could not afford. And I'm in nursing school that charges $3,000 a year. It's the best, but I qualified for it. And I wanted to become. Well, she sells everything she has to send me to school. I go to school the second year. Well, you sold what you have for that year. What do you sell next? There's nothing. And at one point, people had to come together and put whatever they had to send me back to school. I did not want to drop. I was one of the best students. And even having the opportunity to go to school in the US, I've not gotten anything less than an A. So when these kids call me and say, hey, we are stranded, can you help? I look at myself. Somebody believed in me. Somebody sacrificed. Somebody gave their very last for me. And if I can do that for somebody else, then I would. But the need is so much. When I go to Kenya, you think that I'm the president. Every person comes to see me. Grandmothers that are, my son and my daughter-in-law died of HIV. And I have 10 kids. They're smart. Would you please just put one through school so that he can support the rest? The need. Other kids are coming and telling, well, parents, my son is diagnosed with sickle cell. What can we do? The need is so much. So what